coming out here to collect the afternoon eggs, and it's beautiful out. And I've been wanting to get out here and do a Coop tour soon. Figure, you know, it's about getting close to time, leaving time for some of people start building and planning their coops. And I figured I'd just show you how I did mine, real cheap on a budget. And you know, things will be even cheaper now, because when I put it together, it was like $30 per sheet of plywood, and you know, plywood's back down to like $7-10. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so this is the main coop. I built this mostly from scraps and leftovers. So this sheet of plywood I had laying around, and then the bottom is a sheet of the rest of the sheet, a couple scraps. But anyway, so it's 3 foot from here to there, and 6 foot deep, and then it's got a pitched roof, and then we've got our sets of roosting bars. Now I've got all these just kind of screwed in, but what I want to do, and what I think I'm going to end up doing, is putting a bunch of little joist hangers along this edge here, and then set a bunch of these, cut these to length, and then set them in, because I really like, I've seen people who have theirs real easy to just pull out. Makes it so much easier getting in and out, especially since currently they all like to lay in that corner. And so for me to collect eggs, I literally crawl up in here, and it's big enough for me to crouch in and get through, which is something I really like, because like I said, that's their favorite corner to lay in right now. Now, this is supposed to be the nesting boxes, but I didn't finish like walling them off, and so they don't really like laying there. So what we'll end up doing is, come on, go away. What I'm gonna end up doing is finishing that off come spring here, and then we'll clean it out and make sure that they can't lay back in there. We'll disturb that area, put something in the way, block it, leave some eggs over here on the sides, and get them laying there, because that whole back wall drops down. You see, it's all latched, and so that drops down for getting the eggs. And then they've just got their door there, which is supposed to work on a rope, but the door kind of gets stuck in there, so it just wedges itself open, and then I gotta force it closed. And then it's got a little lock to latch and make sure that's secure. I've got it raised up a couple foot off the ground here, and so that gives them plenty of room to come on down underneath. And then that stays dry when it rains and snows. So I've also got their food hanging from a hook under there, and that keeps it dry. We use this paint tray for water. I do have one of those waterers, but they just tear up the land so much that it's hard to keep that stable. So the paint tray works much better for me. And then we've got a little bit to do. Now the initial run here is 8 foot by 10 foot. And just used mostly scraps lying around. I wrapped it in chicken wire. And then I added this 4 foot by, I think this is like 4 foot by 12 foot, 4 foot by 15 foot or so. This was originally built to house my meat chickens last year, and then I ended up cutting open an access hole right there. Thank you for demonstrating. For them to access this, and I was initially going to separate it off and then still run the two, and now I'm debating between doing that or taking this inner piece down and then just opening this whole section up for them. And I guess that's something to keep in mind, is if you don't go too crazy, and even if you do, it's not that hard to adjust and modify. I'm even thinking about eventually taking this side off now that I've expanded this out, and then maybe bringing it from behind the door here out so that you could kind of come to the fencing here and have the chickens interact here. That would give them a lot more room. Initially I built this with the intention of having 6, not 11, and certainly not with the thought in mind that I'm going to grab at least 4 more this year, plus running meat chickens. And I ordered 30 meat chickens already this year, and they'll be here towards the middle of April. But thinking of converting this area, cleaning this area up, and then kind of going off of the corner of that run and then bringing it kind of out to my compost bin here, and then casing all that off, and then coming out across from there, so they'd have, I don't know, roughly like 10 square foot or something. So 100 square foot altogether. I don't know, figure something out. But that's kind of what I'm leaning on, as pallets are free and easy to build with and super abundant in my area. Nice, safe, clean pallets. So I say you don't have to go all crazy when you're building a coop, but you certainly don't have to go as scrapped together as mine. I just like, I don't know, this is kind of always how I've enjoyed building, is just trying to reuse with what I've got. And even if it is a bunch of Legoed together construction, I don't know, I like it. And building with all the pallets and whatnot, it gives me like a rustic old western kind of feel, which I just kind of feel fits the chickens. So, but all together, the coop cost me like $150 between some, I think I ended up buying like 6 2x4s, a sheet of this wood, and then a gallon of some nice quality indoor outdoor latex paint, and then I'm pretty sure my first roll of chicken wire, hinges, all together was $150. And now lumber should cost you like a third to a quarter of that cost. So building yourself something like this would be really affordable in the current lumber market. So as long as that doesn't shoot back up, definitely a good way to go. And then even if I had to pay, like, you know, this is the foundation of my fencing here, and these are like $10 a pop. So totally doable. And then the rest is all pallets. Got chicken wire up top. You know, we run the wire down a foot to prevent digging in. And then where I have pallet wall Really, they're only allowed out there during the day. We don't have any daytime predators. But at night, when I was housing my meat chickens in here, in that back corner where those ladies are perched right now, you can see the light and the fence. That area is secure, has fencing on the floor so it can't be dug into, has double solid pallets and all the big gaps completely filled in with extra boards. So that was the coop area on this side, and they could be completely secured into there. And then to make sure that they don't dig out, there's rocks underneath and in all the slats, so that way they don't dig out, because they like to dig. Don't keep them on grass or some kind of nice thick mulch bedding. They love to dig, and then you end up with a muddy, mucky mess and super muddy eggs. I don't really have a lot of poop on my eggs, but man, they'd be muddy. So working on adding a bunch of pine straw, because we got plenty of that lying around. So this side's looking better. I got to bring one more garbage can full up and get it dumped in here, so they'll toss it about in here for me too, and that should do pretty good. But like I said, since I was out here, wanted to give you guys a brief tour of the coop. You know, I know it ain't no Taj Mahal of chicken coops, but like I said, altogether I got all this space built for like 150 bucks, so I cannot complain at all. Obviously I've spent a little bit more here. Luckily this woven fencing was given to me as a gift for one of the clients I work for their yard. And then I bought one more roll of chicken wire to enclose this in, so that was another 30 bucks. So what, 180 bucks? And then, I don't know, probably 20 bucks easy in screws and nails, so about 200 bucks to get all that. Now, obviously, if you had to buy the lumber, you're going to increase your cost exponentially, but pallets ain't a bad way to go for just rigging up fencing if they're available for you. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate your time. Hopefully I've at least given you some ideas on what you can do for your coop. You know, how to save some money, something. Like I said, definitely recommend making sure that you've got a nice full access door. This one is big enough for me to put. I use a tote, set a tote there, drop that down, and then I've got a hoe that I use, that one there, to just scrape all the bedding out. And then I can do the same thing when I drop the back, when the tarp's not on there for the winter. So you want to make sure you have a nice easy way to clean it. Nice secure door for your ladies and gentlemen if you have them. Definitely recommend up off the ground. It's going to help for predators not to dig in. It'll give your chickens a nice weather safe spot to be outside despite the weather. Keep your food dry. And then beyond that, you know, the rest is up to you. So I will see you guys next time. Please hit that thumbs up button to get this out. Drop your comments below. Your must-haves and what to avoid for a chicken coop. And then if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. So come along for this journey like I said, we're gonna be doing 30 meat chickens this year. So we're gonna take you guys through that whole process. The garden's getting going. I was just out here planting some greens, you know, some kale, some spinach, some lettuces, and then, you know, we got garlic, and the tomatoes are trying to pop in. So the growth and the abundance and the beauty of this channel is mere weeks away. So if you don't want my chickens upset, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.